week. It is the Royal Rumble this Saturday from Tampa, Florida, which is I was going to go, but I'm not going anymore because tickets are so fucking expensive. So screw it. I'll enjoy it on my couch. We got right now currently 4 matches announced for this thing. 2 of them, of course, are the Rumbles itself. Quick predictions here. First off, Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens for the U.S. Championship. Who wins?
Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Logan Paul?
Yep.
Interesting. All right. We got the world title match. Should I say undisputed WWE Universal Championship match between Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and LA Knight. Yeah. Fatal 4-way. I mean, there's no chance Roman loses this match, right? Come on.
Of course not. Just the question is, who's going to take the pin?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like
LA Knight's taking that pin.
LA
Yeah,
or
yeah,
AJ.
he's
LA
taking
or
that
AJ.
pin.
I think LA Knight's in that match to take the pin, I think.
Yeah.
By the way, Randy Orton's fucking swole as hell now. You see him? Holy shit.
Yeah, but he could barely walk. I mean, I understand he has the back issue, but like even AJ Styles, he looks ridiculous with all that extra weight he put on. It's not healthy, man.
I don't like it.
It's not healthy. It's not healthy.
All right, we got the women's Royal Rumble match. 30 women. So far declared are only 4.
Yeah.
Bayley, Nia Jax, Becky Lynch, and Bianca Belair. Damn, that's it.
Yep.
A lot of special surprises. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's a tough one. With Charlotte going out, that changes a lot.
Yeah.
I can envision Becky winning. I can envision Bianca winning.
Yeah.
Which one makes the most sense? I think because of the new reality show, the plan was probably Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, Becky's deal is coming up. So I'm gonna go with Becky winning the Royal Rumble and then putting over the champion at WrestleMania.
I feel like Bianca's too obvious, right?
Well, actually, I think this year it's I think it's either Becky or Bayley. I think
Bayley, really?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm okay with it. I love Bayley, but
I mean, because I think well, look, I think with Charlotte being out, I think they were heading towards Charlotte and Bianca at WrestleMania in some capacity. So Charlotte being out, that basically just kind of puts Bianca in limbo. And I mean, the story is with Bayley's gonna at some point get kicked out of the group here, and and then of course she should you get your revenge by winning the women's championship. And so so I think it's very possible that she wins this here, and because Becky can still win the Elimination Chamber and challenge Rhea.
Sure.
Whereas if you look at doing a women's chamber for the SmackDown roster is they don't have because half the women's roster is in Damage Control, and I mean there aren't enough. I mean, there are a lot of things that have to get kind of moved around or whatever. And then if you have Bayley win the Elimination Chamber, then that means if Bianca's in there, somebody's going to beat her. And I don't know. Look, I don't know what Bianca's path is now. I mean, maybe it ends up being a triple threat with Bayley, Bianca, and Io at WrestleMania. But her path is kind of murky right now because the woman she more than likely was going to have a match with ain't there.
You know what? And it should be murky. Why should she be in the main event every year?
Yeah.
Why should she be in the biggest match every year? Nobody else has that other than like a Roman Reigns. And I don't think Bianca Belair is on that level. She's certainly not drawing like that. Now, we can blame the company for not giving her a real character. We can blame the company for not giving her or setting her up the way that they have Rhea Ripley, where the fans buy into her to that degree. But the fact of the matter is she doesn't need to be at the top of the top every year. So I'm okay with it. She can have a secondary match for a change.
Let her breathe. Let her breathe a little bit. Yeah. You want people to get sick of her at some point. You know what I mean?
She has other opportunities. It's okay.
She's doing TV now, and it's been 2 years since Becky had the title.
Well, I think Becky's if she ain't beating Rhea. I mean,
no, Becky's going to put her over because Becky's still negotiating. She doesn't have a new deal yet. Same thing with Seth Rollins, although he's going to get injury time now. But he doesn't have a new deal yet.
When's that deal expired? Like end of the year?
Right after WrestleMania.
Yeah, sometime after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to have her put Rhea over anyway because
any surprises you see in this match? Any surprises like surprise appearances by any?
Oh, that's always going to happen.
The usual Molly Holly show up and all those guys.
Well, I think Trinity is pretty much a lock. I think to show up.
for one off, right?
No, I think she's done an Impact, so I think she's going to be back.
She's going to be back.
Okay, good. And hopefully use her properly this time. Shit.
Yeah,
please. She's got to actually step her game up in the ring. She still hasn't. Listen, she's left a lot to be desired for years at this point.
Really?
Whoa.
Right? I think a lot of those women have come and passed her by.
What?
Her style of wrestling does not cut the mustard, quite frankly. She has not been able to make anyone else look good in the ring for years, and quite frankly, she's looked a lot. She can't keep up most of the damn time.
Did you watch it?
You're mean.
I'm going to call it what it is. So I think that.
Did you watch it?
I like her.
Impact.
I did, and I wasn't impressed because Impact doesn't necessarily have, other than Tasha Steelz, I'm not impressed with their whole roster. I think they're the complete drizzling shits. Wow. And I don't swear that often, so I meant that.
That's true.
So I think Trinity coming in, utilize her for other things, but coming in as a wrestler, unless she's going to be there to put the younger talent over, I don't really get it because, quite frankly, she just ain't it anymore, man. She's just not. You look at a Bianca Belair and you look at a Trinity and you tell me who you're putting the Rock.
Oh, Bianca's one of
Rhea
one.
Ripley.
Bianca's one of one though. There's not one.
Rhea Ripley, Asuka. I'm naming more of one-on-ones. You know what I mean? You
but
start
no
going
one's
down the list.
no one's on Bianca's level. I don't think I ever see a single female wrestler on Bianca's level as an athlete in that ring.
Rhea Ripley is killing it. Well, hold on a second. Tiffany
as
Stratton
an athlete,
is coming.
not as a character.
Tiffany Stratton is coming. Tiffany Stratton is coming, and she's going to be bigger than Bianca. That's a fact.
We'll see.
She's already better than Bianca at this stage in her career, and she never wrestled like
I don't
Bianca.
think she come on my show insulting Bianca like this, bro. You need to relax.
Listen, I like Bianca, but I'm going to tell the truth now. I'm not going to lie about it.
All right.
Tiffany Stratton is by far a much more complete wrestler.
I am not
already
familiar
at
with
this
her
stage.
work, to be honest with you. I know the name. I'm not familiar with her work. So
Rob's gonna back me up on this.
At this point, because how long has Tiffany been? She started in what, 2000?
A little over a year.
Where's she in
NXT? She already won the title
NXT,
her first
NXT,
year.
Right.
Well,
right. I went NXT for a couple of years, dude. So
because I'm thinking about it because Bianca was in Bianca spent like 3 years in NXT. Tiffany's been there like 2 years.
Not even 2 years. I don't even think it's been 2 years.
Well, I think she started at the end of 2021, and then I think it might have been 2022. I have to go back.
22, I think it was, but
it was sometime in 2000. Well, yeah. But she hasn't been in NXT. I don't think she's been in NXT as long as Bianca was. And so to say that she's further along at the same point at NXT, I think that's fair. But I think, look, man, if you go watch the Women's Rumble from last year, the crowd was dead for most of the match. So they need people who are known and who can come out there and fire up the crowd.
Rhea won last year, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But so they like Trinity I think she'll definitely be in there, but they need to look. I know some people don't like them calling back Trish, Mickie James, et cetera, but you need some of those women.
That gets the crowd excited, actually. See those faces.
I mean,
yeah, absolutely. If anything.
Which is an indictment on the current roster. These women are not stars.
Oh, supposedly these people also too. These fans aren't. They're fickle as fuck.
No.
I don't think.
No. Don't do that.
I don't think you can say this is fickle fans because the men's Rumble last year, the crowd was up for the whole match, but they had more people in that match who the crowd.
I'm saying more fans are more invested in their phones. They'll pay this money to go to see the event, but on their phones the entire time.
You could put Trish Stratus, Mickie James, Melina. You could put them in the WWE 2 years ago, starting off, breaking in, and they're going to be just as big a star as they were back in the Attitude Era. Why? Because that's what they are. Now, you compare them to the current crop of women, there's no comparison. These are not stars. NXT has some women who could be stars, but these women on the roster right now, they're not stars, man. They're not stars.
I mean,
not even Becky Lynch is a star. She fizzled out in Hollywood already because she's not a star. You know what? No one's calling her to be on their TV show anymore. She's not a star.
Interesting. All right. Men's Rumble. We have 8 of 30 already declared as of today. Those 8 are Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, Gunther, Kofi Kingston, and Damian Priest. All right, fellas, who wins it? Is any of these 8 guys win it, or is it someone else in the 8?
Cody Rhodes wins it. Yeah. Cody Rhodes wins it. It's simple. We want it. Do it. Let's see what happens with Punk. Cody Rhodes has to win that. He has to.
Oh, okay. I disagree.
Ooh.
Well, I think Seth being injured and them having to kind of wait and see with him, I think changes things. I had Punk winning because
you think Punk's going to challenge Roman?
No, Punk. No, because Rock is going to challenge Roman. Punk was going to challenge Seth Rollins.
Seth was back in time for that though.
Well, now we don't know.
They said 3 to 4 months.
Well, but he also said, look, it sounds like he's not going to get the surgery. It sounds like.
Do you think it's kayfabe? I know he's hurt, but you think it's kayfabe 3 4 months?
I think he's hurt more than they're letting on, but
he's been hurt for a while.
I think Punk is going to be champion before WrestleMania, and it's going to be him and Cody.
I think. Well, I think they're waiting and seeing and hoping with Seth right now because I don't think it's kayfabe. And look, this is I think you can fault Hunter for this. That he had a big match with Drew McIntyre on January 1st. There was no need for him to have another title match 2 weeks later against Jinder Mahal. There was really no need for that. And he got injured. And and no, this is not kayfabe. I don't think they're playing it up either. I think, but he is walking, so I think they're going to wait and hope for the best. I think he's going to try rest and rehab and hope for the best and try to make it there. And then as they get closer to the event, to WrestleMania, then they'll know. They'll probably have to make a final decision going into Elimination Chamber because then they'll need to do something there to. Kind of reorganize things. But
and not to cut you off, but I want to add something to what you're saying though, Rob. Mm-hmm. The contract negotiation. Seth Rollins would be a fool to wrestle that match if his knee is not stable enough to do it. Mm-hmm. So I believe he's going to use that as a bargaining chip. You're going to have to give me a deal and give me the money that I want. And then I'll go into WrestleMania regardless of what shape my knee is in and put over who you want me to put over.
Because I think he's going to have to, even if he makes it back for WrestleMania, he's going to have to take time off after that.
100%.
Well, the roster's good. I think the roster's good enough now to sustain while he's gone until he gets back.
No, but this is about him getting his new deal. This ain't about that.
Of course,
this ain't about that.
Yeah.
The company is fine with or without him. But this is about him having a bargaining chip now with this knee.
Right.
Yeah, and so I think if he does make it back for WrestleMania, he's going to put over whoever he's going against. So originally I had Punk winning and challenging him.
Mm-hmm.
And now don't know because you can still do it. I mean, it's but I have a wacky prediction.
What? Sure.
Well, because I mean, these people were hoping that the Rock and Roman would. Some of these people were hoping the Rock and Roman would wrestle at Elimination Chamber, which is just insane.
It's stupid.
And just completely insane. They're not going to
4 a.m. in the morning on the USA in Perth, Australia. Come on, stop.
Yeah. I mean, because they thought Rock would go there for an appearance fee that the government was going to give him. That man just got named to the board of TKO. You think he was going to go work in Australia for an appearance fee? Come on, people. So, I think they may stick with Punk winning and then hope for the best with Rollins. But if not, then this is a wacky, wild, crazy prediction. But Dwayne comes in at 28 or 29 and wins. Don't rule it out.
And then what?
Well, he challenges Roman.
And then Roman beats him.
Yeah.
And then Roman beats Hogan's record, which makes Duke very happy, of course.
No, that's what I'm not as set in stone about that just because of when it would happen.
About what? About Dwayne coming or
about him being Hogan's?
Do you think that's a priority for the company?
I don't know. See, my honest answer is I don't know because if you look at the calendar, the problem is the calendar.
September.
It happens in September. All right, so if he's gonna do it there, because look, you're not gonna have him lose. When Roman loses, the lowest card it's gonna be on is SummerSlam. So basically, every year, if he gets past Mania, he's gonna make it at least to SummerSlam, and if he gets past SummerSlam, he's gonna make it to the Mania the next year.
Yeah.
Okay. So if he goes past SummerSlam this year and he breaks into September, you got a whole nother 6-7 months to try and get around.
But somebody has to get hot enough to replace him, though.
That's the problem. I mean,
there's enough guys on the roster to make that happen, though.
No,
but
you got to replace Roman,
or at least you got to, at the very least, you got to be what he is. Because here's for context.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's the only current member of the roster who gets invited to the Tonight Show. And Hunter said this because they've been trying for years and years and years for them to get somebody current, and they always got the same answers. Like, no, we'll take Cena, we'll take you.
We want a star.
We'll take
basically guys that who are already on the way out.
Well, but they say we'll take Cena, we'll take you, Hunter, we'll take the Undertaker, but
somebody who can draw an audience.
But for years they couldn't get because they tried with Roman before everything blew up with him. They tried with guys like Braun Strowman. They just couldn't get any taker. They couldn't get it. So Roman is and by the way, and now Roman, this is important. He gets to sit down on the couch with Jimmy Fallon and talk to him. And he the last time he even was kind of hobnobbing with some of the other celebrity guests on the show, right? That's what we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they've had Seth Rollins and some other people participate in some of those wacky skits, like, here's some WWE superstars to, throw balloons at each other, right? I mean, they'll have people on to do that, and they'll be in a group, right? But as far as somebody who gets on, and the Tonight Show is still, even in today's world, Tonight Show is the gold standard of nighttime talk shows. He is the only current person who gets invited on there from the world of professional wrestling. Yeah. So
that's how you know the star power is a star power.
And that's the
benchmark.
If somebody's going to beat him, and if he's going to take some time off afterwards, which I mean, a lot of people seem to think he'll take some time off for a while, like some legit time off where he just doesn't do anything, for a while maybe, and then come back a few months later. You got to have somebody who can get into that space and can get into other spaces like it.
Yeah.
And right now, as big as Cody is still a
fringe.
Cody is a wrestling megastar.
Right.
Okay. And so
I feel like the only person that probably could have that kind of appeal is not even a male, it's a female. It's Bianca.
Ooh.
Bianca could have one. Bianca, absolutely. She's beautiful. She's beautiful from one. She's cracking from one. This TV show could help. This TV show's coming on February on Hulu could help, Duke.
I mean, Total Divas. I mean, is it going to be any different?
There's something to black women.
Well, the Bella Twins are still eating off of Total Divas.
Yeah,
they're still eating off of that.
Of course. But Bianca, black, beautiful, married, attractive husband, TV show.
Yeah, but we're not there yet. She can't replace Roman right now.
We're getting there, though. I'm saying.
No,
there's no one. There's no. But to Rob's point, though, there's nobody on the male roster right now currently I can see stepping in there with that kind of star power.
Which is why you don't take the belt off of them.
Exactly. And the Marks don't understand that.
And we're talking about not just we're talking about all facets of drawing. So I just mentioned the Tonight Show thing, but drawing it's ticket sales, it's merchandise, it's TV ratings, it's social media, it's YouTube traffic, right? And so we're talking about people who you have to be able to hit sky high in all of those areas, not just a few of them.
Yep.
And nobody else there is sky high in all of those things.
Then Roman.
Okay, I'm talking about all of them, not just.
Yeah, but Roman has been on top for how many years straight now? That's part of the reason why.
Do we count pre-COVID? No, right? No problem. Right?
Well, pre-COVID, he was still the highest merchandise seller on the roster.
They were building him then.
Well, they're pushing him there down all throats, and then once he turned heel, like,
people still got to buy the stuff.
Yeah. Which is why Vince did it. The numbers.
But look how many years it took to get him to the point where he's what he is today.
They were trying to make him Cena 2.0.
They did it. He's bigger than Cena. They did it.
There's one to argue that. Yes.
Cena didn't draw this money.
True.
Cena did not draw the company was a $3 billion company that sold for $9 billion.
Well,
no one's touching Roman Reigns. No one's touching.
But could also be the environment of where the economy is too. Also, I mean,
well, there are other factors, yeah.
Because Austin, by virtue of popularity, Austin, I would argue, is height of power. It's the most popular wrestler in the history of the company, height of powers. You get what I'm saying?
Well, so they had their best attendance was actually during the Attitude Era.
Yeah,
that was their best attendance, like live attendance.
Yeah, but you gotta look at it from across the board though. There were things happening today that weren't available in the Attitude Era.
No, to your point. So, but Roman's working at an advantage though.
And well, everything's within
context. In a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying?
Well, context matters, right? It's so. I mean, you got to factor in inflation. The fact that just a ticket to a show costs more money now.
Yes.
So
sure,
which means, even if you get the same crowd as you did in the Attitude Era, the tickets cost
still
more.
going to make more money. Yeah, good point.
So you have to account for that. And during the Attitude Era, they did far more house shows. So when you're
in comparison, right, to today.
So now, one big show will skew your average attendance numbers up now. Like doing one 50,000 seat show now will skew your average attendance numbers up much more than it would have during the Attitude Era, because they just run so many more shows.
I will say though, to your point though, I am comfortable with putting Roman on a Mount Rushmore now. Like I'm looking at, to me, when I do a Mount Rushmore WWE history, it's guys who impacted the company from an economical point of view, and that's Hogan, that's Austin, and that's not Roman. And if you want to say Cena, go right ahead. But those are three guys off the rip. I throw off right there: Hogan, Austin, and Roman.
Because now if we're just going to talk about the sports entertainment era and not go back to Bruno and all of that.
No, we're talking sports entertainment. We're talking about Vince,
then that's I'd say Hogan.
You have to say Austin. You have to say Austin. And I will argue what Austin did was actually more impressive, because Austin did it where the company was in the shits.
Yeah, he turned it around. Whereas
Rock
the company was in the shits when Hogan had his run too.
No, it wasn't. I mean, when he started,
but there was nowhere to go but up though for them. There was actual competition
because they were in the shits.
I mean, there was actual competition in 1999.
The NWA was pretty big competition before Hulk Hogan went on his run.
But Hogan changed the entire way we look at wrestling as a whole.
Yeah.
Period.
So I'd say Hogan, Austin, Roman now, because Roman, this bloodline story completely turned around.
Changed everything.
It turned around the direction of the company, and it did. And that it 100%, and more than anything else, because I mean, I can just from me looking into stuff, I can tell you that run to WrestleMania 38 was maybe the most pivotal 3 months of the last few years, because that's
going to not the Brock match, right?
Brock
match, right?
But that's where all of the gains got solidified and became not permanent, but locked in. And then that's where everything got locked in as far as business turning around and starting to go up.
I swear the last 3-4 WrestleManias is like a blur because of COVID.
Yeah, but because up until that point, things were still like, until the bloodline thing really started going.
Yeah,
things have been trending downward for years,
right.
And so that turned around the company.
Yeah.
So you got to give that to Roman.
Yeah.
And then Hogan, Austin.
Do you go Cena at the fourth guy? Because Cena, came in fresh after that era? I mean,
well, when at the first couple of years when he was on top, there was a turnaround, because things had started to dip after the Attitude Era ended.
Yeah,
those first few years of ruthless aggression, things had started to dip. And so the first couple of years of his run, things did turn around. So he. Yeah, I mean, it's either him or Rock, because another thing about Rock is that, of course, Rock blew up after Austin turned everything around.
Yeah, Rock. So, I don't give Rock that credit, because Austin did the building blocks. Rock took it from Austin, and I always said that it might be controversial to a lot of people though. I always figure Rock was number 2 behind Austin. Number 2.
Sure,
it's like Hogan Savage,
sure.
Austin Rock.
I think it was
now it's Roman Seth.
Well, on the male side, Seth's not in the conversation.
No, I'm saying it's about out of power.
The Rock was a much bigger star than Seth Rollins.
No. I'm not comparing who's bigger. I'm just saying that. But is it, you know how you have a defined number 1 in the era?
I don't think Roman has a number 2. You'd have to go Brock Lesnar.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
you'd have to go. You'd have to go Roman Brock,
because
Because at least Brock drew money.
I would say Seth though, because Seth has been there consistently.
He ain't drawing no money.
He's literally
it's
literally
Seth Rollins.
I mean, it's literally Hogan Savage in the late '80s. Really, if you think about it.
Yeah, but
Seth
Savage
Rollins
drew money. Seth Rollins ain't drawing no money.
You don't think so? I think Seth drawing some money, right? Some money.
Seth Rollins ain't drawing no damn money.
Well, all right. If now again, if we're talking about at the very top level, okay, of things, I mean, Cody came back and immediately shot to the top of selling merchandise, and there were noticeable increases in ticket sales when Cody started working shows after he came back.
Yeah.
So that's and that was not the case with Rollins. Because there are only a handful of people who they can announce for a show and their name will sell tickets. Okay. That's Roman, Brock, Cena, Cody. And of course, I mean, well, The Rock is a whole different thing. But of people who were there, regularly, it's Roman, Brock, Cena, Cody. Like those are the only people who there have been some verified reporting that simply announcing them for the show up the ticket sales, and Punk now also since he came back. So that's 5 people. Okay. Now there are other folks who contribute and on a more kind of residual level or who help with TV ratings and who help with video traffic and whatnot. And there are other people who sell merchandise. But as far as selling tickets, that's it. And now there are a lot of people who help again on a more residual level because they're so good at what they do that having them on the show makes the show better.
Right.
And because of that, more people will watch the show, or more people will watch the whole show instead of just 15 minutes of it. And I think that's where people like Rollins fit in.
All right, fellas. This is a great